and today I'm going to be bringing to you, finally, Torchlight 3. We have been under a non-disclosure agreement, and so we couldn't stream, couldn't take video, couldn't do nothing. I couldn't even talk about it, in all honesty. So finally, it has arrived on Steam for, I believe it was $29.99 for early access. Now, we already hit up a nice little snag where we couldn't get onto the servers, so they said they're up. So we'll see how this actually works. Let's see if we are actually able to get onto the servers. This is going to be the character select screen, obviously. I think it's pretty obvious that this is what it is. And I like to go with the sharpshooter. I've been doing a lot of the beta testing with the sharpshooter. I don't know why, but I'm just kind of all about these range characters now. I'm not even so much into melee. I hate chasing bad guys. Let's do this. Now we can actually choose faces. That looks like a man's face. Hairstyles. One thing you can't do. No, can't turn, so I can't really see what it looks like in the back. Not gonna do the hardcore. I'm gonna give this a shot. All right. Make it look like my dog and named after my dog. And here we go. Are we going to actually be able to join the server? Let's go. Now that I can actually talk about it, I do want to talk about the beta and up to this point, and I have to say that I have not been impressed. It's been pretty frustrating that the game has seemed to be very low quality, especially compared to its predecessors, Torchlight 1 and 2. Now, granted, Torchlight 3 has gone through a lot of development hell, and it was on I want to say it was on like Arc. It had its own client for a while, and then suddenly out of nowhere, oh sweet, we are able to get in. Suddenly out of nowhere, it came out on Steam. They were like, you know, we're rebranding, we're doing all this, and it went from what felt like an MMO to more single-player-ish type of game. And right now, it is only available as a multiplayer game. Because let's face it, this is still beta. I mean, for all intents and purposes, this is still beta. So I am happy that already I can tell that they've made some improvements to the abilities. I mean, during the beta and the alpha, this was your ammo thing, and it took forever to replenish. I mean, your skills were basically useless because you couldn't use your abilities. So I'm glad they've already made that change. That was something I provided feedback on regularly. Every playthrough, I'm like, this has got to get fixed. The sharpshooter feels like crap because of it. My biggest issue with it is that I felt, especially with Torchlight 2, the maps were very they weren't randomly generated. First, I'm very well aware of that, but they felt fun. They were huge. They were, you know, you can explore them. There wasn't just a bunch of blocks tied together, and that's what made Torchlight 2 fun. It just could really get a sense of that when you got into the second act. Well, that was not the case with Torchlight 3. Even up to the closure of, I want to see what this is up here. Even all the way up to the closure.
What are you doing, rookie? Don't just stand there! The fort is under attack! The Goblin Chieftain Wideloats and his flunky.
Why? Where? And it was basically a bunch of square tile sets just kind of tied together by a long hallway, and it honestly just felt like garbage. I didn't like it at all. So I'm putting a lot of faith.
Thanks for your help, recruit.
In the developers
we couldn't
here
have defeated Yapper without
for
you. After years
to
of
do this
peace,
right.
why attack now?
And we'll see if there's
No
any
matter.
improvements in it.
Answers
we'll see.
wait.
There
The
were some
wounded need
things
help,
that
and
they
the
made
dead need
improvements on that I
peace.
really liked.
I need you to take the
maps
fallen
didn't
soldiers'
feel
swords
quite
to
as
Hero's Rest
blocky,
and raise
but
them
there was
upon the
still
altars.
still the same premise.
Hurry
It was
back
still
once you're
very
finished.
much just,
We're just getting
a square map with some things on it. You cleared it out, did quests, whatever, and then moved on to another square map. And this is going to be that moment where we're going to find out if they've made that improvement. Graphically, I could tell that they've made some optimizations. You're able to pan the camera out a little bit further. Character models look a little bit smaller. It feels a bit more fluid already compared to the alpha and the beta. Since I'd been a sharpshooter this whole time, and the desk mage, by the way, the desk mage I thought was really fun. Very much reminded me of the balance druid. You know, you had to do a little bit of darkness spells, do a little bit of light spells, in order to maintain a good balance. And when one was fully powered, then that one would do more, increased damage, and then you just kind of switch between them. So you had to be mindful about what power was stronger than the other. And this is a very long loading screen. What's going on? Well, I hope it's going to let me in. I know their servers are suffering right now. I don't think they realized how much people, or how many people, really wanted to get in on the betas that didn't. And and honestly, it's probably better that not as many people did. I think they would see that their numbers were going to be a lot lower. I am fully aware that a beta is a beta. It's meant to be broken. It's meant to be all kinds of jacked up. But speaking of jacked up, oof. Let's try this. I hope this isn't a sign of things to come. But yes, I'm very well aware what betas are supposed to do, what they're supposed to look like, what they're trying to prove. Oh man. But I've definitely played. Oh boy, I've definitely played betas that were in better shape than this was, even in its later beta phases. So I'm just saying that it had some room to grow, lots of room to grow. Alright, this might end up being a very short stream if I can't get in. I do have the ability to skip stuff. Goodness. Worry about my skills a little bit later. Not fighting the boss. Yeah, boss. Okay, so there's a few things here. Just like any other ARPG, you can swap out your items in the inventory screen, just like previous Torchlight titles. You also have a pet tab where you can, if you want to give it to them, in this case, I can push the X button to send it to the pet. What is that good for? Well, it's a little extra storage space, and while you're fighting, you can send your pet off to the town to sell things for you. And that has always been a fun thing because it allows you to stay in the action without having to constantly town portal back. I mean, I get it. Some folks like the idea of being able just to town portal back and do some things, but honestly, I always felt it was annoying. I am the kind of person, I'm a hoarder, so I pick up everything. So, and for one reason or other, in Diablo, I pick up everything because of the summon 2 ghostly goblins and slaves to you. Oh, really? Honestly, I like this ability. Anyway, you know, and I hated having to go back to the town
Thanks for your
to
help,
offload
recruit.
things. So
We couldn't have
in
defeated
order to
Yapper
salvage
without
it
you.
real quick and then get back
After
into
years
the
of peace,
action,
why
whatever.
attack now?
So, oh,
No
looks
matter.
like I get another item.
Answers
too.
can wait.
Fantastic.
The wounded need
Guess I can
help,
farm,
and the
I
dead
can
need
farm
peace.
the shirt.
I need you to take the fallen soldiers' swords to Hero's Rest and lay them upon the altars. Hurry back once you're finished.
You're in the
We're
middle of
just
a
getting
goblin
started.
war, and you're worried about putting the swords on grave sites. Okay, come on. Got to be able to let me in. Otherwise, this is going to be a very, very, very short stream. And I'm going to be very, 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 very frustrated. It's not looking good, folks. Oh, one thing I thought was funny too, it's like when earlier today when you were trying to get into the game, oh, there we go. It would tell you that your network connection, or check your network connection. Not that, hey, you know, our servers might be experiencing some issues. Nah, it's definitely the end user's network connection. Good job placing that blame solely on your players.
Quest begun.
All right, there we go. Back in the action. All right, so it doesn't look like the maps have changed too much. We still have that kind of square, I guess, tile, and it looks like they're going to be grouped together by a bunch of hallways. So that's disappointing. I mean, it's not absolutely terrible, but it's not that great either. At least they do a decent job in changing things up a bit, but it just felt very confined. For lack of better ways to define it, it just seems very, very, very confined. Railroad. I mean, it's very arguable that say Diablo 3 would feel the same way. Alright, so one of the things that's unique about this game compared to other ARPGs is that you do have to farm for resources. Resources are going to allow you to build into your fort, customize your fort. Now, there are a lot of benefits to your fort and having it there, one of which is kind of like a salvage station that you keep feeding the a tree that you plant, a loot, then it'll give you a reward. But just the best part about it is the fact that we do get to customize the fort how you see it. It's almost like base building, if you will. Excuse me. And I liked it. You could make your fort a whole section, like a wing, if you will, for character development, and another for materials, and like a factory. And plus you could put a whole nother area as your trophies that you got while you were out questing or going into dungeons. So it was really fun to get into it. You do get access to your fort fairly early in the game. The thing I'll be wondering is if whether or not that they're going to give me all the beta stuff. Because during the betas, I was given access to like these beta only or beta rewards. It's like, hey, you're here, you're a champion of the beta, so here's your reward. It's like a statue of all the different characters.
Leveled up.
Alright, so I guess I probably could legendary slot. Legendary. Oh, is this down here? Okay. That do a little bit extra damage. Oh, what is this? Add skill. This is new. What is this? On hit with a basic attack gain frenzy. Increasing attack speed with basic attacks. Reduce potion cooldown by 50%. Okay, on kill. On kill of unique or legendary monster, gain random shrine effect. Okay, when I use a potion, gain okay, I already like that Quicksilver. Movement speed is very important. Movement skills have okay. Alright, let's do this. Okay, so I'm not gonna lie, this is kind of weird. I don't agree with this. And now granted, this is still early, okay? So here's the reason why I don't agree with this. I feel that if you're going to have this type of system in here, then this, I mean, this is almost like Kanai's cube, okay? Then whatever you have already picked up should be the skills that are available to you. So I hope that that is going to go away by the time that this officially launches. Not go away, I mean go away in the sense of having these things all available to me already, because obviously I did not pick up any of these yet. Interesting. Alright. How they just kind of explode into meat. They actually explode into what looks like snakes. Oh, okay, so this is a new enemy for me. King Dark Boils. Nice. Okay, so these are going to be our shrines. Some of these shrines are pretty OP too, I've noticed. This fire one is definitely one of them. Not as much as it was during the beta and alpha, but let me tell you, I mean, it's definitely nice to have, especially if you're a melee character. So one thing that is nice, I know it's kind of weird to say that this is nice, but if you've ever played a Demon Hunter in the early levels, it sucks. I mean, it absolutely sucks. And I can say that it gets better. So if you're thinking that, oh my god, this is slow and clunky, and yes it is for a while, but it does pick up. It does get better. So I promise that if you start to feel a bit more alive, you have more abilities, trash just seems to disappear under your reign, so it does get better. Now, one of the classes that I had a very hard time playing was actually the engineer. I never could really get into having to lay down track in order to have my abilities to do things, so definitely give it a try again just to see if it's been improved on, if it works a little bit better, less clunky. I wouldn't do it have to, because it felt so underpowered, and considering how much work goes into how you had to actually do your attacks, I would hope that it's going to be a bit less terrible. I think that's not right.
You're badly hurt.
Why that's... I'm gonna try something next time it cools down. I'm gonna see if I can summon a whole bunch of them. Okay, so it's still allowing me. I shouldn't be able to do 2, so I'm gonna try on that one. I should. Let me see here. Extra precision. Okay, so no, I should not be able to summon 2 of them if I push the button again before the cooldown starts. All right, so that's an issue. Oh, I got a kitty cat. Alright, so one of the things you can do, you can find new pets while you're questing, and you can either send them home or swap them out. So in this case, I'm a cat guy more so than a dog guy, so I am totally getting my kitty cat. Nice. My first blue item. Now, is it going to be useful? It's a focus. It is not useful. I have to get a rifle. Those are slow. Don't have boots. Pants. Alright, this is better damage. Fire damage to boot. Alright. Alright, so anyway, inventory is almost full, so what I can do is just simply send the pet home, and the pet goes away. Not only that, but it tells you up here how full your pet's inventory is, and how long it's going to take for your pet to return. So what your pet will do is go back and sell everything that you asked them to sell. Now, something else that now Torchlight 2 you could do it. I don't think that they're gonna let you do it in this one, but you could also put in orders saying, hey, I need, when you're in town, go ahead and buy me these potions and whatnot. That was a nice feature in Torchlight 2, but that doesn't seem to be the case here. And that's fine.
You've risked quest complete.
Oh, good. Wait, what happened? Did I do it? Okay, so that was a little bit buggy too. Okay. Materials. Gotta hunt for those materials. And you can see them on your mini-map up here, so make sure you don't pass them up. One thing that I have noticed is that to build things inside your fort is very expensive. So keep that in mind. Wait, it said I quest complete, but well, this is why I do this. Alright, we are currently working to resolve server issues. The game will be going down for 5 minutes and maintenance shortly, as possible as 20 minutes. Alright, so this is going to be a very short stream. This is going to be a very short video, but at least it gave you a taste as to what to come. I mean, you can bet your booty that I will be posting more videos now, especially since I can. So,
Your pet
as
has
I post the
returned.
videos, I mean, I would love to hear your feedback, what you think. If you have anything that you saw that could be improved on, you know what? That's what we're still doing here. We're still providing feedback. We're still not doing some of the things. Like there used to be something here that would say, you know, player feedback to provide it directly. So I don't know how we're doing it exactly right now because they don't have forums either. But they do have mail, they do have a Discord, so and of course they do have Facebook and whatnot. So I will be providing feedback as I see it, and also if they're actually listening to the video here for whatever reason, then you know they got that too. All right. Well, with that being said, I'm just going to go ahead and close it out before the servers kind of go kaput on me, and definitely come back for more. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, throw it a thumbs up, and I appreciate it. Definitely subscribe for more. All right. Thanks for watching. Horseman out.